always making excuses for her. You know what? This is all your fault.
My fault?
If you had not ungrounded your delinquent of a daughter, then my son would have stayed at the prom like he was supposed to instead of running off and taking part in some sexcapade.
What? Watch the way you speak to my daughter.
Wow, and you're still defending her. I mean, how blind do you have to be? Do you know these two have been running around behind our backs, sneaking around for months? Or maybe you just don't care if your daughter lies straight to your face. I mean, after all, this is a house full of liars and criminals.
That's it, Teresa.
Oh, you know what? I'm just getting started.
Oh, the hell you are. Get out of my house. No, get out before I have you thrown out.
Son. Stay away from my son. Stay away. Do you understand?
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Happy Monday. Today we'll be doing another episode recap of Days of Our Lives for June 24th, 2024. So today's episode was really great. 9 out of 10 for me, where we see a lot of highs and lows and a lot of sad moments, a lot of sad going aways, a lot of drama as usual. So let's get into it, right? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow my channel, all right? So we see where Eric and Marlena are having a little cute mom and son moment, right? So Eric is saying everything is going well, and Marlena says, why is it? Is it because we're not talking about Nicole or Jude? So, you know, that's a sensitive topic for Eric, right? Because, again, unresolved feelings between him and Nicole, and people can't seem to forget that, right? So we see where they also discuss a little bit more about where John is, because we know he's on a going away trip, right? So it turns out that he is actually away to heal from what happened in the past regarding Konstantin's daughter's death, right? He's there to atone for that and just really get his mental right. So Eric also spoke about everything with Konstantin and just revealing that he was responsible for Victor's death. So yes, so they catch up a little bit more on that, and that is where we left off with them, right? So we go on to the next scene, right? So we see Nicole and EJ, right? They're having a little alone time, eating some nice ice cream. I would have feel for some ice cream because this place is hot, right? It's really hot. I don't know where you guys are, but the summer is summering, right? It's really hot and humid. So yes, they're having a moment, you know, embracing each other. And Nicole is worried she don't get pictures from Holly. She wanted to know if Holly's enjoying herself, and she's wondering if she made the right decision letting Holly go to the prom. And then EJ is saying, you know, teenagers are, just give her a little moment. Maybe she's still enjoying herself, right? So yes, Miss Holly was really enjoying herself really well, right? She and Tate, where we left off on Friday's cliffhanger, she and Tate, you know, were having a moment alone in the hotel room, right? And then they got surprised by Teresa and Brady, right? Because they got the key. And then Teresa is just in Holly's face the whole time about gotcha, right? She's like, we finally see what you guys have been up to, shocking around and all of that, right? So they're trying to explain themselves that it's nothing like that, and you know they weren't going to go the long way, right? But Teresa doesn't bite, and Brady's just standing there like a stooge, right? He's just there with Teresa. He hasn't much to say, right? So it's a really heated moment between Teresa and the teenagers, right? So Teresa is saying she had her eyes on Holly the whole time, and Holly's saying, like, really? You was talking me the whole time. She said, yes, because you're up to no good with my son, right? Again, she's not blaming Tate a lot, you know. She's more on Holly because of what Holly did to Tate throughout the whole drug overdose ordeal, right? So Teresa is still just being just nasty and mean to Holly, you know. I mean, it's a little bit overboard for me, in my opinion. But Tate is like, Dad, you can't say something, and Brady's like, what is there to say? Like, you lied to us, right? You lied over and over again. So at this point, what is there to say? So then Holly's saying, you know what, let me go call myself a cab. So Teresa said, no, I will drive you over to your parents, right? So then Brady and Tate is left in the hotel room, and Teresa dragged the girl back out to her room. So that is where we left off with these four, right? So we see in this next scene, which was left off on Friday's cliffhanger, right? You can check out my last video, right, on that. I'll provide the link in the description below. You can check it out. Last Friday's recap. So we see Alex where he has the ring. He's ready to propose to Teresa. He's talking to Victor about it, and he's saying Victor might not approve of his decision in being engaged to Teresa, right? Proposing to Teresa, right? But he just hopes that Victor would be happy with his choice. So then we see where Maggie comes in, and she's saying, you're talking to Victor, right? And he say, yeah, you know, just chatting it up with him, just missing him, especially with everything that happened with Konstantin. And they have a moment catching up, a humbling moment, I should say, because Alex really revealed that, you know, he treated Maggie wrongly. But we see that in the next scene, right? So in the next scene, we see Harris and Ava, right? And Harris is like, I didn't expect to be here at this moment, but he needed to tell Ava what's going on. And Ava thought that he was back for good, but Harris said, no, he has to leave, and he really has to leave indefinitely because of Hope. So she's like, Hope, because they had a romantic relationship in the past. So she's like, really? He said, no, it's not like that. He has a mission to do, right? He has to find Megan because Hope does not want to really leave both sides, right? So she called Harris to take care of that for her. And I'm saying they just really prematurely ended that storyline with Hope and Bo. They really didn't give us any other thing. They just reunited them and that was it. I don't understand what the writers are doing with Hope and Bo storyline, but hey. But Ava is sad, and I'm really sad for her because I really liked her and Harris together. But we do know in real life that the character that's playing Harris, Steve Burton, he's actually leaving the show to go back to his original role in General Hospital. So I know you General Hospital fans are really happy that he is back where he needs to be. But we really liked him here as Harris, and we really like Harris and Ava together. Ava didn't really have a stable relationship, and this was a good one for her, right? So we come back to the scene with Maggie and Alex, right? And they really had a heart-to-heart, and Alex is sorry for how he treated her. And, even with them having, some bad blood in business, and it spilled over into the personal part. He apologized for his role, and he wants to do better with her because they are family at the end of the day, right? So he told her more about his desire to commit to Teresa and really wanting to go the long haul with her. So she's very fond of Teresa. So she said, okay, if that's what you really want and you're committed, then do that, right? Earlier they spoke about Konstantin, and he felt bad that he wasn't a part of the plan, but she couldn't involve him because of their relationship, right? So we see in the next scene where Tate and Brady are back at the penthouse, and Eric and Marlena, they're having dessert, and they're wondering what happened. Was the dance something happened at the dance? And then Tate explains to them what went on, and he's of course furious with his dad and his mom, especially his mom, about how things ended, right? So he's asking for opinions or support from Eric and Marlene, and they're like, we don't want no parts in it. That's it. They're your parents, that's between you and them, right? So of course Tate is upset with his father for not really taking up for him, and he felt invaded in a sense, right? So Brady's saying that that was not his intention, but at the same time, he lied to them, right? So that's where it is, where he's not really being accountable for that. So Tate is like, his mom is probably dragging Holly over to the mansion to be embarrassed in front of Nicole and EJ, right? So we see in the next scene, and you would see a preview of that video in the front, right? So we see where it's Nicole and EJ, they were just embracing, and they were talking about EJ seeing Nicole kiss Eric the day that Holly disrespected her and she had to drink herself to a stupor, they drunken kiss. Well, again, so they say, because again, they have some unresolved feelings between each other, right? So EJ confessed to Nicole that he saw them, and she said, why didn't you tell her? And I'm like, why didn't you tell your husband that happened, right? You act as if nothing happened. I don't like that, right? So then they spoke about it, and he just wants to know that she loves him as much as he loves her. And she said, of course, nothing should change, and he doesn't want her to leave him. And she's saying, nothing should change. But girl, we know that you like Eric, and any chance that you have to be with Eric, you would take that chance, because you still hung up on him. So at this point, I just tired to hear the BS, right? So we see Teresa and Holly come in and break it up, and Teresa's like, I picked up your daughter from the Salem Inn, right? And she was shacking it up with my son, right? And then Nicole is like, what, is that true? And Ali's like, it's not like that. And Teresa said, nothing like that. Really? Didn't I just see you in the hotel room with my son? And she's like, they deceived us all this time, and they went to the prom with different people, but they really didn't want to be with them, right? So Nicole is surprised at everything that she's hearing. So Nicole thanks Teresa and said, thank you for bringing her home. I will take it from here. And then Teresa scoffs and said, like, really? You're always defending her. And I'm like, she's her mom. Like, she's not going to berate her in front of you. Like, she's going to handle it privately. But anyways, Teresa said, this is your fault for ungrounding your delinquent daughter. And that is where it struck a nerve in Nicole and EJ. And EJ is like, Teresa, you need to go. So she said she's not done yet. And, she said, she's been doing this. Oh, they've been sneaking around for months. But you probably was blind and couldn't see what was happening under your nose. So then, she went below the bed. I said, but then again, this place is full of criminals and liars. So EJ just escort her out, because Nicole was about to fight her, right? And then the baby start crying. So we see after Teresa was escorted, we see Nicole and Holly and EJ, right? EJ is tending to the baby, and Holly apologizes for waking up the baby, and she, she's saying that it wasn't like that, but she really likes Tate, right? And Nicole is saying, so what about your date? They must feel bad. And she said, oh, please, they don't feel any way, because her date wanted to be with Tate's date, and she wanted to be with Tate, so it really would have worked out better that way. So Nicole is like, you know what, let's deal with it the next day, just go upstairs, right? So Nicole and EJ are alone, and they talk about what's happened and how he can support her. And I must mention that Holly also said to Nicole, she mentioned to Nicole that, okay, don't you ever had feelings for somebody and people would tell you that it's wrong? And then she kind of backtrack a little bit, because she has been that in that space before, right? And she just looked at EJ, and EJ is like, oh, yeah, for sure. So we see where Teresa comes back to the mansion and sees Alex, and she's already stressed given everything, and she fills in Alex briefly, but then she doesn't want to talk about it. Let's talk about something else. And that's where Alex says, all right, this is probably not the most perfect moment, but he sat down with her, and then he pulled out the ring box, and of course Teresa eyes open wide. She's like, I thought we talked about this, because she did over assume about the ring box couple months ago, right? And then that ended up in them prematurely breaking up. But he's saying he's sure about it now, and he's ready to make that commitment. And of course she's getting exactly what she wanted. Again, I really think this is a bad idea, but Alex gonna fall flat on his derriere. Let me not say the A word. I don't know if I'll get censored, but derriere is better, right? So that is where we left off with them for now, right? Because he's about to propose to her, and then we will know the reaction in the next few clips, right? So in the next clip we see Tate and Brady, right? And they're just recapping everything that went on tonight, right? So Brady is saying that, you know, although he's disappointed, they will figure it out, right? They will sort it out the next day, right? Everybody is just tired and just really want to put this night behind them, right? So Tate is just worried about Holly, and then he started texting her, right? So this is where the sad ballad song that they like to play from time to time on Days come out, right? So we see where Ava and Harris had their goodbye intimate moment, and they was hugging it out after that. Of course, it's emotional because Ava doesn't want to say goodbye. Neither does Harris, because they really like each other really bad, right? And Harris was telling Ava that he told Rafe that he took an indefinite leave of absence, so he's not sure when he's coming back or how long this mission is going to take. But it's really bittersweet for the two of them, right? Because they really had something, and the viewers couldn't see that they had something good going on. I was really happy for my girl, actually. You know, sometimes she would screw up the relationships, but I really was happy to see them together, right? It was really sad. So, recapping from the previous clip, right? So we see where Alex bent down on one knee, asking Teresa to be his wife, and of course she accepts, and here they are engaged, and they embrace and all of that good stuff. Again, I'm not shipping this couple at all, but let's see where this train wreck of a relationship goes, right? Because again, this is just for convenience for Teresa, right? So we see in this scene where Nicole apologizes to EJ for just keeping it from him and let them not have any secrets. So they embrace it. Of course, EJ agrees, but we do know that EJ has a big whop of a secret hiding from Nicole regarding Eric and the baby, right? And I mean, at this point, EJ, you know, you're just hurting yourself, because when the truth is revealed, which it will be, you will be alone, right? All alone. So speaking of alone, we see Eric on the bench outside the pub, right? And he's reflecting, and he sees a lady with a pram come through, right? One of them strollers, baby strollers. So of course he's reflecting on his time as a father, and he's really sad about it. Of course, this ballad is still playing. I mean, I feel bad for Eric. At the same time, he's looking really good, considering everything he has been through. His marriage ending, him losing his child, and I say his child because we know it's his child. But yeah, it's really sad and unfortunate. And we see here where Holly and Tate are texting each other and that they had a great time, and that's where it ended, right? So yes, so that is it for today's episode recap for Days of Our Lives, Monday, June 24th. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to my channel. Comment below what you thought about the recap, what you thought about the episode, what was the highlights, the lowlights. See you tomorrow.